Midnight video messages from the Prime Minister's team. The sudden resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. The national examination system essentially cracked in real time. Millions of students took to the streets. The NEET paper leaks compromised one of the country's most critical exams, sparking a nationwide demand for accountability from the National Testing Agency. This outrage boiled over less than a year after the government passed the 2024 Public Examinations Act. That legislation promised to be the ultimate deterrent, threatening organized cheating syndicates with up to 10 years in prison and 1 crore rupee fines. But a strict penal code is useless if the state cannot enforce it. The syndicates kept operating because they knew the system lacked the operational capability to actually catch and convict them. The primary vulnerability in the 2024 law was time. Organized cheating is a highly sophisticated, fast-moving crime, yet the Indian justice system operates at an agonizingly slow pace. Police investigations would stretch on indefinitely. By the time a charge sheet was finally drafted, physical evidence had degraded, digital trails vanished, and key witnesses often turned hostile. Even if police managed to build a case, it immediately hit a wall. Indian courts are already drowning in pending cases, meaning trial dates for examination fraud were often pushed back years. The organized paper leak rings easily absorbed the risk. They operated with near impunity, shielded by a bureaucratic delay that made convictions practically impossible. Within hours of the previous minister's exit, Pralhad Joshi stepped into the role. A 5-time member of parliament, currently handling multiple heavyweight portfolios, Joshi's immediate task is to push through an aggressive amendment to the 2024 Act. This chart breaks down the core mechanism of the new bill, a legally mandated ticking clock. The government is removing the luxury of open-ended legal processes. Under the new rules, law enforcement has exactly 60 days to complete their investigation and file formal charges. Once charged, the case moves to fast-track courts for daily hearings, which must conclude within 3 months. That creates a hard 5-month countdown from arrest to conviction. This tight deadline directly attacks the syndicate's primary defense. By forcing the legal system to move at speed, the government is attempting to remove the shield of delay that previously protected these crime rings. The new legislation also pivots its focus. Instead of solely chasing down individual students who bought leaked papers, the state is targeting the logistical ecosystem that makes the sale possible in the first place. Liability now extends to test centers, private administrative agencies, and technology vendors. If they are complicit in a leak, they face immediate criminal prosecution and total blacklisting. This chart shows how the penalties are scaling up. For organized leaks, the mandatory minimum prison sentence is rising from 5 years to 7. The financial escalation is steep. The maximum penalty for syndicates multiplies by 10, rising from 1 crore rupees to 10 crores. These amendments create a mechanism for financial ruin, specifically engineered to make the risk of organized paper leaking mathematically unviable for businesses. The legislative intent is strict, but a major question remains. Can India's physical and bureaucratic infrastructure actually execute this demanding legal code? The immediate limitation is jurisdiction. This law applies exclusively to central exams, conducted by bodies like the NTA or UPSC. Massive state-level examinations, where paper leaks are frequent, remain untouched unless individual states voluntarily pass mirroring legislation. Then there is the reality of the 60-day investigation deadline. Paper decrees do not magically conjure the specialized cybercrime expertise or the raw police manpower required to untangle sophisticated digital leaks in 2 months. The judicial phase faces the exact same bottleneck. Without hiring thousands of new judges and prosecutors, declaring a fast-track court is merely a rebranding of a system already slowed by a lack of resources. At the institutional level, the National Testing Agency still suffers from cybersecurity vulnerabilities and poor grievance handling. No penal code can retroactively secure a flawed digital network. Behind the complex logistics and legal debates are millions of young adults sitting at wooden desks, staking their entire futures on these high-stakes exams. This is the challenge facing Pralhad Joshi. To succeed, he has to overhaul the country's digital testing security, force a sluggish bureaucracy to move at speed, and coordinate complex federal agreements with state governments. The new anti-leak law presents a formidable legislative threat. But its true measure of success won't be calculated in the amount of fines collected. It will be measured by whether it can restore the trust of India's youth.